Stacy with Russo Resells. I am back for another What Sold. Today is Saturday, September 20th, and it looks like I had 2 sales yesterday, Friday, September 19th, and about 7 sales on Thursday, September 18th. So we're going to rush through those. Before I do, because it's Saturday, I say rush because my post office over near us closes at 2 o'clock. Actually, all 3 of the post offices near me close at 2 o'clock on Saturdays. So hence the word rush. But before we get into those orders, I do want to shout out Miss Kathy over at Ginger Marvin. She sold me this awesome Mountain Life, I think it's called, Mountain Life shirt, and I love these so much. I actually have like 4 or 5 of them that I just rotate throughout the week because I do work from home and I usually don't go out of the house very often. So, and even if I do, I wear them and I get a ton of compliments. So thank you so much to Miss Kathy for giving me such a great deal on this shirt. I absolutely love it. Let's go ahead and jump into these sales. I apologize for that little shimmy with my chair. I have carpet and this is a rolling chair and it is a pain to get rolling. So please just disregard that little hiccup. So the first sale that we had is on eBay and it is by Skims. This was actually just featured in a video in my, I want to say No Source September video, and it is this cherry printed bodysuit pajama, and it does have a little mark in the middle. So I had put it in a bin to go ahead and try to get that spot out, but before I could do so, it sold. And it sold with me disclosing that spot, so I am very happy with that. I had it listed a little lower than comp suggested because of the spot. I had it listed at $37.99 plus $7 shipping, and I sent out a 22% offer to watchers, and a buyer did accept, so they paid $31.19 plus $7 shipping. It cost me $5.02 to ship. My fees to eBay were $5.59, and I left with a profit of $27.58, which I am very happy with because I only paid about, I want to say anywhere from $3 to $5 for it. I got it at a half off Salvation Army sale. Now the next sale I had is on Poshmark, and this is an item that I had recently disclosed that I had a lot of interest on but no biters, and they are these pair of really cute Doc Martens sparkle girls boots. So very, very great condition, to be honest. Usually a lot of that sparkle fades, but it did not. And I recently dropped the price on these. I had them listed for $25 on Poshmark. A buyer did like the item, and because they were on their way to go to Once Upon a Child, I sent a very aggressive offer of $20 plus free shipping, and the buyer did accept. So my fees to Poshmark, because I did have that free shipping, were $10.49, and I made about $9.51, which I'm very happy with because Once Upon a Child probably would have given me anywhere from $5 to $8 for those. And technically with all of my kids' items, I have about $1 to $2 cost of goods into them. So I made an easy $7 or $8, and I didn't even have to leave my house. The next sale is a bundle sale on eBay, which is fantastic because I usually don't get bundle sales on eBay. I had this Torrid. It is this green tie-dye sweater, and story time with this is that it was a part of my closet. I bought it from Miss McThriftsy about a year or 2 ago. So I purchased it for myself. I got to wear it a ton and then recycle it back to another lovely buyer. And then I did go ahead and list these 2, they're like hard candy sparkle eyeliners. And these I got a long ago over at, I want to say clearance at Walmart or something like that. So I had the Torrid listed at $19.99 plus $7 ship, and the buyer offered me $15 plus $7 ship. I had the hard candy eyeliners set for $7.99 plus free shipping, and they offered me $5 plus free shipping. I did accept both of the offers, and what I did is I combined the orders so I could ship them together. So my shipping fees were $7.10. My promo fees, because I did have both of the items promoted, were $2.07. And my fees to eBay were $4.39. So I left with a profit of $13.44. I'm very happy with that because I got to wear the Torrid item for about a year, and now I get to basically recycle it and give it to a good home that is also going to use it. That is the beauty of reselling for sure, is recycling these great items and not, donating them and eventually having them land in the landfill. Now, my next item to sell is this Tommy Hilfiger. And honestly, with this brand, the only reason why I picked it up is because it was new at tags, and the retail was $109.50. And it is also a plus size piece. So it is this beautiful, it's kind of like a shirt dress. It's colored and it's striped. And then it really has this cool contrasting back right here with the contrast of the stripes. I thought this was really beautiful, and if it didn't sell, then I would try to go ahead and try it on myself and see if I liked it. But I'm happy it did sell. I had it listed quite reasonably because of the brand. I know that it's new at tags, but still with the brand factored in, I wanted to make sure that I priced it appropriately. So I priced it at $39.99 plus $7 ship, and a buyer offered me $30 plus $7 ship, which I did accept. My shipping cost was $7.10. My promotional fees, because I did have this promoted, were $2.36, and my fees to eBay were $5.41, which left me with a profit of $22.13. And I did get this at a half off Salvation Army sale, so I paid about $4 to $5 for it, which is really fantastic. Okay, we have 2 more sales to finish off Thursday, and I misspoke earlier. We have 3 sales that went through yesterday, so let's get through them. So we had this Old Navy Kids beautiful, just white and green plaid shacket. I just loved this. And I also had a lot of interest in this, and maybe I just had it priced too high. I've had it for about a year or two. Before I had my YouTube channel, I always would buy the kids thread up mystery box, and this came in it. So I had about $1 or $2 into it. And I had it listed on eBay for $19.99 plus $10 shipping. A buyer offered me $15 plus $10 shipping, which I thought was very reasonable, and I did accept. It cost me $9.60 to ship because it is 2 pounds. So, it's over a pound. So you have to put in 2 pounds on the eBay shipping. My fees to eBay were $3.78, and my profit was $11.62. Not something I wish to hold on to for a year or two to get $10, but I am happy that it sold right now because this was another item that was also going to Once Upon a Child. So it's very nice. I didn't have to leave my house and go dump it off somewhere to get like $3 or $4 for. Very happy with that. And the last sale that went through on Thursday is also my own from when I was in college. It is this book. It's called Calculating and Reporting Healthcare Statistics. So I do have my bachelor's in health sciences, and I've had this book for 5 to 7 years. Really weird. Don't know why I still have it. I guess I figured I could sell it or give it to somebody who was also going into the field. But nonetheless, I went ahead and put it up for sale. and I had it listed on Poshmark for $22. My Posher VA sent out a 20% off offer without discounted shipping, which was $17, and the buyer did accept. My fees to Poshmark were $3.40, and I was left with a profit of $13.60. And for something that was just laying around in our library, I am very happy to get that out into a better home to somebody who is going to use it. We have a slight change of plans. I just had a customer message me. I was awaiting her response to send out an item because I think I had mistakenly put in a different photo for it. And I mean, like a stock image I used from the retailer, and it wasn't the exact one. And I had let her know, hey, I don't think that this is the right one. It is just a regular button down instead of the side button down. Do you still want it? And she was like, yes, I still want it. So this also sold Thursday. I just showed this in a recent thrift haul. It is by Wild Fang. And everything that I've gotten from this brand has sold. It is a bolo for me if it's a reasonable price item at the thrift. So this is really cool. It's just this button down eye detailed long sleeve. And the one that I put in, it usually, I'll put a stock photo right here, is a side button, so it kind of like wraps around, and this one I think just goes straight down. So I am hoping that she still loves it. I let her know I don't take returns on eBay, but I did let her know that if she doesn't like it, that she can definitely reach out to me and we will come to a resolution together. So I had that listed for I had it really reasonably priced too, at $24.95 plus $5 shipping, which she just came in and paid outright. It cost me $5.51 to ship. I did have this item promoted, so those fees were $1.65. My fees to eBay were $4.58, and my profit was $18.21. And I believe at that new thrift that I go to, that their button-down shirts are anywhere from $5 to $8. So a $10 profit nonetheless. Very happy with that. Now the next item I had sale, is down over here. It is this really cool sheath shirt dress by Dolan, and this is sold at Anthropologie. And it has kind of like this velour setup, and then it has this, it's like a mixed media, and it does have pockets. So very, very cute. I love kind of like the fairy goth aesthetic, and it's a great transitional piece. So I had this on Poshmark for $32. A buyer offered me $25, which I did accept. My fees to Poshmark were $5, and my profit was $20. And I believe I got that at a half off Salvation Army sale, my usual culprit. I paid anywhere from $4 to $5. Okay, we are down to our last two sales that I had yesterday, and I did have one come through while I was filming earlier, so I decided I'd throw that in because I really like getting all of my Saturday morning sales out on Saturday so I don't have to think about them on Monday, and so the buyer gets them quicker. Now, the next sale I had is these Guard Max pillow covers, and these are coming from my old workplace. My boss, we had bought apparently the wrong ones, and we weren't in the return window, so she's like, just sell them and, you know, give the money back to me. And of course I said that's okay, that's totally awesome for me. And the reason why I do consignment too, and these aren't consignment, I'm just gonna give her the money straight back, but the reason why I do things like that is because it helps my store out in the long run. I don't just think about today and now, I think about tomorrow and the next day and really the future of my business. So putting something up like that is very easy for me. It takes about 1 to 2 minutes, and it boosts my store when it sells because, you know, then I have a happy customer that's getting a brand new item for a reasonable price and they give me great feedback. I am very happy to do those things when it comes to my business. Not for everyone, but definitely for me. So I had these listed quite competitively because I think they are like, $27.99 plus free shipping, or that's kind of what the comps were telling me. So I did price them at $24.99 plus free shipping. It cost me $9.60 to ship. These are a pound and an ounce, which really was heartbreaking because then I have to pay a little bit more for shipping. But just like this and the Old Navy shacket that I showed earlier, I'll be putting them in these USPS priority padded because I believe that the ground shipping would have been $10, and by using this I'm saving like 40 cents, which I will take any day. And that is on eBay. That is not on Poshmark. We don't use those on Poshmark anymore. Just FYI. I did have this item promoted. Tangent aside, the promotion fees were $1.59 and my fees to eBay were $3.76, and my boss gets $10.04 back in her pocket, which obviously isn't the full price that she paid for these, but it's something, and we'll take anything that we can get. One more sale from yesterday and one more from today, and after this, I'm going to drop these packages off, come back, and do 2 more videos for y'all. So let's get into it. I picked up this at a $2.99 sale. It is a turtleneck long sleeve. Very beautiful color, this purple. No tags anywhere, but instantly I could feel that it is cashmere. And it's not that acrylic cashmere, like you think that it's cashmere, but it's really acrylic. Like, this is definitely cashmere. And I decided for $2.99 I couldn't pass it up. I had it priced very low, very reasonably, because it didn't have any tags. And I did disclose that it had no tags, but it was definitely cashmere. And I had it listed at $19.99 plus $5 shipping, and a lovely buyer offered me $15 plus $5 shipping, which I did accept. My shipping cost was $4.80, and my fees to eBay were $3.51. My total profit was $11.69, so I made about $7 to $8 on a $3 item. I will take that any day, and I literally just listed that 3 or 4 days ago. We love it. Now, this next item I haven't pulled yet because it just sold while we're filming, so I'm going to post it up right here. It is this White House Black Market. I do believe, let me pull it up on my phone really quick. My sales. I did market it as Y2K inspired turtleneck black and white ribbed long sleeve holiday. Let me see. Holiday size medium. So I thought this was very Y2K. I did use ChatGPT to put up a stock image, as you can tell. And what I've learned recently with ChatGPT is that it has been killing the game. It has been making my listings look so much better. So I'm very happy with this because this is also an item that was only up for like 3 or 4 days. I had it listed on Poshmark for $28, and my Posher VA sent out a 20% offer of $22, which the buyer did accept. My fees to Poshmark were $4.40, and this was a consignment sale. It wouldn't be a what sold without a consignment sale. So my consignee left with $10.56, and I left with $7.04, which is incredible because, like I said, this is just an item that this is actually, my consignee is my aunt. She cleans out her closet, I want to say like 4 times a year, and she was just ready to recycle it out of her, or rotate it out of her closet. So I'm very happy that she did so because that gives her about $10.50 to go buy something else at a thrift store. She is also a thrifter, so that's awesome. We love that. Like I said, I'm going to go ahead and package these up and get them off to the post office. I will be back. So today's Saturday, tomorrow Sunday, there's no post office. And on Monday, I actually work from 7 to 12 at my per diem job. So we will be back either Monday or Tuesday to show you what all else sells this weekend. You guys have a great weekend and we will see you then. Bye. Hey y'all, it is now Sunday, September 21st, and I was actually going to wait until tomorrow to do my filming, but I realized I am working one of my per diem shifts over at my old workplace, so I thought I'd hop on today instead and finish out Sunday. It is about noon, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to film what I've sold thus far, and then throughout next week I'll have the rest of what sells today. So I had 5 more sales on Saturday, yesterday, September 20th, and I had 4 sales this morning, and I believe I just got another one. So let's go ahead and go through these. If I did get another one, that means we are looking at 10 items to package up and ship out for tomorrow. So our first sale yesterday, where we left off, is from a brand that we all know and love. It is by Torrid, and I originally bought this for myself. It's just this really pretty ivory print floral, kind of cottagecore, fairy ethereal blouse. So like I said, I bought it for myself, but it ended up being too big, so I did go ahead and list it. I listed it on eBay for $19.99 plus $5 shipping, and a buyer offered me $15 plus $5 shipping, which I did accept. The cost to ship the item was $5.20. I did have this item promoted, so those fees were $1.20, and my fees to eBay were $2.94, which left me with a profit of $10.66. And for something that I had bought for myself that didn't work, and then putting it up online to just recoup my cost into it, I'm very thrilled with. And I did make, I want to say, like $3 or $4 on it also. So great all around. Sad that it didn't fit, but I'm happy to give it to a new home. Now, the next item, like I said earlier, get your winter stuff listed because they are selling now. They are these new with tag, you can see Sorel boots, and these are called the Brex lace-up boots, and they are in beautiful condition. They are leather, and I got these at Savers. They had them for $24.99, and I got them with a 20% off coupon, so they're about $20. And you guys are going to be disappointed because I did accept a lowball offer on these just so I wouldn't have to hold them throughout winter. And I know that we have 2 more months until winter is officially over, actually like 4 or 6 months for some states, but I just wanted to get them out. So I had them listed for $79.99 plus $12 shipping, and a buyer offered me half of that. So $40 plus $12 shipping, and I did accept it. To ship the item, it cost $13.46. I did have this item promoted, so those fees were $3.12, and my fees to eBay were $7, and it left me with $28.42. So I only made about $8 on these, but I'm happy to go ahead and get them moving. It just helps my eBay store and the algorithm. And to be honest with you, so looking at the shipping, I charged the buyer $12, and it was really $13.46 to ship. And as you can tell, or if you have been watching my what sold videos, you'll see that I just charge a flat rate shipping dependent on the item. And sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less, but it all evens out in the end. So that is why I do flat rate shipping. It is really hot in my office, so for my own sake, I'm going to try to blast through these. For those Sorels, I am going to use recycled craft paper and a recycled Amazon box to go ahead and ship those. Like I said in a previous video, I love doing that. And I do have a recyclable box for our next sale, which is, let's go ahead and take a look. This outdoor research trucker hat. And I bought this at a thrift store in Oklahoma when I was out there visiting my brother and his wife and kids. And what I did during that trip is I tried to thrift to go ahead and pay for the expenses I had while visiting them. So I had this listed for $19.99 plus $5 shipping. A buyer offered me $12 plus $5 shipping, which I did accept. It cost me $4.74 to ship. My fees to eBay were $2.78, and my profit was $9.48, and I paid about $4 to $5 for this. So I'm very happy to double my money. The next item I was actually going to send to Posture Consignment, and I'm happy I decided not to. It is by Barefoot Dreams, and it is just this like seafoam green, just this beautiful ribbed hooded long line cardigan with pockets. I do have to lint roll that if you could see all the fuzzies around it. I had it listed on eBay for $49.99 plus $12 shipping, and a buyer offered me $40 plus $12 shipping, which I thought was extremely fair, so I did accept. It cost me $8.98 to ship this item. My fees to eBay were $7.55, and my overall profit was $35.47. Very happy with that. I believe I got that item either at a half off Salvation Army sale for $4 to $5 or at Savers for $10. Either way, I am very, very happy with that return. Now, it wouldn't be one of my What Sold videos without selling a couponing item. So I sold these lot of 2 Garnier Fructis. I believe they're like a sleek or flat iron perfector straightening mist. So went ahead and sold those. I put them up for $11.99 plus free shipping on eBay, and someone went ahead and just purchased them full price. It cost me $7.36 to ship these. I did have them promoted, so those fees were at 66 cents, and my fees to eBay were $2.09. I did actually end up getting these for free, so I didn't have a cost into them, and my profit was $1.88. So that goes right back into my couponing fund, which is great because I am going out to coupon today. Very excited. Now, this next piece I am very happy with. It's by Ariat or Ariat, however you pronounce it, but it is this beautiful chocolate brown, kind of like a fleur-de-lis embroidered vest. And I just thought it was so fantastic. Such a great piece. And it is fleece lined, so it's going to keep someone very warm. I had it listed on eBay for $34.99 plus $10 shipping, and this is another full price sale. Someone came in and bought it outright, which we are very happy with. It cost me $7.10 to ship this item. I did have it promoted, so those fees were $2.40, and my fees to eBay were $6.50, which left me with a profit of $28.99. I did see this on just a regular day. There was no sale going on at Salvation Army, and it was marked at $8.99, I believe. And then I did go in on a half off day, and it was still there, so I ended up getting it for $4.50. Very happy that I waited. Even if I did get it at the $8.99 price, I would have been happy with a $20 return. So very happy nonetheless. Now, another $2.99 Salvation Army sale item, and this is my first time finding naked wardrobe. This was an extra small. It is like a brown faux leather blazer, and because it is an extra small, I did price it accordingly. I didn't want to overprice it because I did just want it to sell, and like I said, I only had $2.99 into it. So I had it up on Poshmark for $35, and my Posture VA sent out a 20% off offer without discounted shipping to the buyer, which was $28, and they did accept. My fees to Poshmark were $5.60, and my profit was $22.40. So about another $20 profit on a great item. I want to mention that the items from the Ariat vest on are the items that sold today. So I have 3 more items that sold today that we're going to go through, and then I am going to go on my coupon adventure. So the next item that sold is by Hannah Anderson, which is a great kids clothing item. It is this hooded thermal, kind of like a little sweater dress. Wear it with leggings or something. Very cute print. And I also got this in Oklahoma when I was out there visiting my brother, his wife, and his kids. So I got it for about $5 to $8. I don't really remember, but I did make a profit, and you'll hear about that right now. I did have it listed on eBay for $19.99 plus $7 shipping, and a buyer offered me $17 plus $7 shipping, which I did accept. It cost me $5.83 to ship, and my fees to eBay were $3.60, which left me with a profit of $14.57. That trip is being paid for by all of my sales from, see, I'm catching myself now, sales from the items that I source there, which is amazing. It is so cool to be able to go and travel and thrift in that state and come back and basically pay for your whole travel with it. Or that's at least what we try to do, which is awesome. We love that. So the next items to sell were on Poshmark. They are this lot of 2 Trey Luxe, their hair gel. I don't know if they've discontinued these and that's why they're so desirable. I have 3 more lots of 2, so 6 more containers. And I've already profited, I want to say $100 off of, I've sold like 4 or 5 of these bundles already. And I found them at Walgreens, or my husband did, for about $1 or $2 each. And we've paid for them all and made over $100 profit. They just are the gift that keep giving. So, like I said, I have 3 more after these that sold. I have them listed on eBay and Poshmark, but these ones sold on Poshmark. I had them listed for $40. A buyer offered me $30, which I did accept. My fees were $6, and that left me with a pure profit of $24. The last item to sell today, it is about 12:30 now, is this Kinross cashmere. It's just so beautiful. This beautiful like art to wear geometric cardigan, long sleeve, just feels so well made, like such a quality piece. I mean, me holding it up is just not doing it any justice, but I had a buyer interested in this right when I listed it a month ago, and they sent me a $30 offer, and I had just listed it, so I told myself, no, I'm going to go ahead and counter them at $40 because I think that's what this piece warrants. Well, it sat until today. So a month later, they went ahead and offered me $36, the same buyer. So I did accept. I had it listed on eBay for $49.99 plus $7 shipping, and they paid the $36 plus $7 shipping, which I'm very happy with. They do live 2 cities over, so the shipping on that item was fairly reasonable. It was only $5.19, and my fees to eBay were $6.19. My total profit was $31.62, and I believe I did show that in my ThreadUp sourcing video. And my cost of goods for each item was about $10, so 10 into 31, I will take that any day. Now, before I package these up and go on my couponing adventure, I did want to mention for my Poshmark orders that I will be reusing this beautiful mailer that I got from Mama on a Mission. I went into one of her Whatnot shows recently. She sent my items in this, and she did not take the sealant off, so I'm going to go ahead and reuse this because we all know that I love recycling here. And I did end up finding my other print from Shipping Hip, and In one of my recent videos, I did put down Ginger Marvin's code. It's Ginger15. So if you go to shippinghip.com and you like anything, just use code Ginger15 and it gives you 15% off. I don't really feel right now that I am that big of a YouTuber to get my own coupon code. So I'm just going to keep giving her the credit because she's, I've learned so much from her. So I give credit where it's due. And I hope that you guys can, support her channel also. And I'm sure if you're watching my channel, you know exactly who Ginger Marvin is and you do support her. So, tangent aside, I'm going to pack these up. I'm going to go do a little couponing. I do have a baby shower gift to prepare also for one of my coworkers tomorrow. So, busy day ahead of me. I hope you guys have a fantastic Sunday and I hope you jump into a great week next week. And we will see you again for the next What Sold. Have a great day, guys. Bye.